I don't know how I've gone this long without making a guide on what budget insulated gloves are and how they work, because this is still a really popular question to this day of how they work. Budget insulated gloves look identical to insulated gloves. When you examine them, it says these gloves are cheap knockoffs of the coveted ones. No way this can end badly. The way budget insulated gloves is, well, always a big misconception. Some people believe that every time you try to hack something or touch a power wire, it rolls a dice and whether or not it will be insulated or not. That is incorrect. The moment budget insulated gloves are spawned into the round, they are either insulated or not insulated. We can view this by looking at the insulated component. The insulated component will identify whether or not that the gloves are insulated. If the coefficient is anything other than 0, that is the damage multiplier you'll take when you electrify or get electrified, I mean. So if it's a 3 coefficient, you'll take 3 times damage. If it's a 0, those gloves are insulated. You can view this by looking at the random insulation component and looking at the list. And here, you'll see that there are multiple chances for things to roll. So you can roll up to 4 times damage, and there's even a double roll for it to be insulated. So you just consider your odds when you pick up the gloves that they're not amazing that they'll be insulated, but there's a chance. So for example, punching a wire, like a low voltage wire, normally only does 5 damage, but since these have a coefficient of 3, when I punch them, I'll actually get a longer stun time and take more damage. So there is a benefit sometimes to even the lesser insulated gloves. So if I examine myself, I actually took a good bit of damage here. If I try the 0.5 coefficient gloves, these ones, I'll only take 2.5 damage, and I'm not even shocked bad enough to get stunned. So even if the gloves aren't fully insulated, they can provide a proper protection, or a better protection than no gloves. So it isn't just gambling for just insulateds, you could be gambling for the chance of not getting stunned if you hit a wire by accident. So really, you're still just looking for the insulated glove chance. So these insulated gloves, I can find out they're insulated, and the safest way of doing this is finding a low voltage wire, turning on HAR mode, and just punching it. If you don't take any form of stun or damage, that means you got lucky and you found insulated gloves. The nice thing about budget insulated gloves is if you ever get searched, they may not know that they're insulated. So if you're a syndicate or something, this has an actual extra application. If you just gamble for some budget insulated gloves, you might have hidden insulated gloves this way, because security really does not like combat gloves. They just immediately assume you're a syndicate if you have them, and if you're anyone other than an engineer with insulated gloves, they'll probably just take them away anyway. But oftentimes you can argue to get your budgets back because they're budget. Everyone thinks, oh, you just found these in maintenance. The best ways to find budget insulated gloves is through the U-Tool machine. The U-Tool machine around start will have 3, and the other way to get these is by looking for maintenance closets. Maintenance closets are these gray closets that you can find in maintenance randomly. They don't always have these gloves, but it's probably the most likely place to actually end up getting them. Another thing you could do to test them, I wouldn't recommend this, but if you try hacking a door, you'll take the same damage as if you punch a low voltage power cable if you snip the power wire and they're not insulated. So depending where you are or how safe you want to be about it, those are your options. Either punch a low voltage wire to test it or try to hack a door with a wire cutter.